Hello, this is the Lord's Legion yet again, and welcome back to another Avengers Alliance video. And I'm sorry for not making these in a while, but truth be told, I find them rather tedious. And a bit of me doesn't want to do these videos, mainly because this game's been long dead, but considering I've already went halfway with the series, I may as well finish what I've started. And in this video, I'm going to be reviewing every PvP hero that I've unlocked in the game. And I just want to point out that I don't have every single hero in the game, so if there's a certain hero that you want to know about, then go in the description down below and look for the shortcuts. So without further ado, let's begin. So kicking off, we have Deadpool, and what can I say, Deadpool is such a fun character. Deadpool can be an unpredictable force, however if you can use him correctly, then you can do so much wonders with him. You can get rid of the enemy buffs with his level 2, and you can also get rid of all of his debuffs with his level 6. Also add in his exploitable level 9 as well as his healing factor, then you have one kick-ass character. Next we have Cable, and despite how I haven't used him that much, he is a relatively strong character. Cable has two sets of abilities, whether it's with his gun attacks or you could just use his mutant abilities. With his mutant abilities you can regain stamina with your attacks as well as setting up each enemy before you can turn back into your gun mode and just execute them all. Next we have Psylocke, and I wish I unlocked this character a lot sooner than I did because she is so much fun. Her level 2 can increase the stats of the entire allies as well as make her all the more evasive. Also add the fact that she can create shields and can even pre-counter any enemy attacks. And to top it all off, Psylocke is one of the biggest heavy hitters in the Infiltrator class. Up next we have the Punisher, and he has such a variety of abilities he can do. The Punisher can turn into any class he wants, and no matter which way you go, the Punisher always has a way to counter each class. Despite how the Punisher is mostly an offensive character, you can also use him defensively as well. And to top it all off, the Punisher is a character that can always make the enemies double guess. Next we have X-23, and I wish I had a bit more time with her. Not that she's bad or anything, if anything, she's a really powerful character. The thing is, I just don't know how to master this character. She can make a whole enemy team bleed and then just exploit it and then some. And the icing on the cake, not only her healing factor, but also the fact that her level 9 has Fatal Blow, instantly killing an enemy under 20% health. Next we have Fantomex, and despite how plain he is, he does have a few nice things up his sleeve. He's more resistant to psychic attacks and effects in comparison to most other characters, and he is almost as evasive as the Scarlet Witch. He can also assist Eva, which can help him attack more and can set up his devastating level 9 ability. Despite how plain Fantomex may be, he is still a fun character regardless. Next we have Shatterstar, and despite how basic he may be, he is very easy to use and can do a lot of damage. So long as the enemy is tenderized, then Shatterstar could hit any enemy and will be a guaranteed crit. And if he uses level 9 to increase his stats, followed by a level 6 against a tenderized enemy, then you are guaranteed to obliterate a single enemy. Next we have the Red Hulk, and he is a force to be reckoned with. The more he gets attacked, the hotter he becomes, and when that happens, he is capable of burning any enemy as well as exploiting any burning enemy whenever he becomes hotter. And although his meltdown can be a bit of a bummer by making them stunned for a whole round, if you can prevent that from happening, then you are guaranteed to cause a lot of destruction. Next we have Bishop, and in his gun mode he hasn't done much for me, but whenever he uses his mutant abilities, that's where he truly shines. When he gets hit by energy attacks, then chances are he'll become even more powerful in the process. He can use his stack of energy to either heal himself quicker, or he could just use it and just obliterate an enemy, which can be beneficial considering he's a bruiser. Next we have Agent Venom, and he is also a very fun hero to play as. With his symbiote, he is capable of getting rid of some of his debuffs, as well as making him have a 50% chance of surviving an attack that would get him to 0% health. His base form is all about setting up, but once you get him into his monster form, he is all about exploiting. Next we have Raccoon, and I find him quite difficult to play as. Now on one hand, it is very cool that he has many quick actions so long as he has some ammunition, but it's a real pain in the ass to actually keep some ammunition for the next turn. And because of how low his defense is, unless he has Groot by his side protecting him, then he doesn't really stand a chance in the long run. Following up we have Drax, and I would have more fun with him if it weren't for the fact that his level 2 is such a tedious thing to maintain. His level 2 allows more stacks of bleeding on each attack, as well as heal him, and can even do deadly crits. The problem is, if he gets attacked by a single target attack, then it pretty much disappears and you have to build all that again. Next we have Karnak, and he was one of the last characters I unlocked in the game, so he hasn't had much of an impact on me. But saying that though, I do like how he takes reduced damage from follow-up attacks and counter-attacks. I also like how all of his attacks are 100% hit and crit. He can also apply disadvantage to enemy teams, and if you have him with an unarmed combatant, then they can be a deadly combination. Next we have Mancha, and he is such a blast to play as. He's immune to most time over damage effects, and he also has a chance to go back to full health. He can also magnetize a whole enemy team, which can make them unable to crit. He can also do stack charge to a whole enemy team, which could really screw them over. And if you add Victor with another electricity based hero, then the enemies stand little to no chance. Next we have Angela, and despite how tricky she can be at first, once you get used to her, then you will know that she is a great character. Her main shtick is to utilise the Mark of the Huntress, which can benefit her in a variety of ways. But what's great about Angela is the fact that if she can KO a single enemy, then she will regain some health and stamina, making Angela very difficult to kill. Up next we have Deathlok, and he is one of the biggest heavy hitters in the Blaster class, and that is saying a lot. He's immune to most damage over time effects, his level 9 can exploit enemies that have rise enough buffs, he also has a quick action that can neutralise and exhaust an enemy, and his level 1 attack is monstrous on its own, but the more combat data that the enemy has, the more devastating the attack gets. Next we have Spider-Man Noir, and he is hands down one of the best spiders in the game. Noir can do some very good damage on his own, however he truly shines with characters that can do follow-up attacks. And if you can use him as well as Raccoon defensively, then they'll keep on following up like there's no tomorrow. Next we have Kraven, and if you are an enemy that is poisoned or bleeding, then you stand little to no chance against the Hunter. He can counterattack any enemy that is poisoned, as well as do follow-up attacks against targets that are bleeding. He can also do traps that can neutralise enemies, and can even use his level 9 to increase his stats tremendously. And when he does that level 9, then he is a force to be reckoned with. Next we have Hellcat, and although my time with her was short, again she was a very fun character. She can increase her stats with grit, has a chance of gaining extra turns, and of course she is an opportunist character, meaning she can get rid of all the advantages of certain classes. And if an enemy has opportunist debuffs as well as a huge stack of bleeding, then if you can use her level 9, then chances are the enemy will not survive the attack. Next we have the Beetle, and she is such a devastating force. Although lacking in the stamina department, she sure makes up for it with all the debuffs that she can do with each attack. She can do any opportunist debuffs, and if you can stack them all correctly as well as make the enemies burn, if you can use her level 9 AoE attack, then it's just going to be a massive explosion. Next we have Songbird, and although she doesn't do as much damage as you'd want her to, that doesn't mean she's entirely useless. The best thing about Songbird is that she can give anyone from the team a chance to do a second turn. She can also do shields, has a variety of quick action attacks, and can even exploit damage over time effects with a devastating AoE attack. And last but not least, we have Cloak and Dagger, and what can I really say? Cloak and Dagger are so powerful, they are almost unrivaled. Their level 2 attack can cause so much delirium effects and damage over time effects that is just scary. They also have 2 devastating level 6 attacks that can be very powerful depending on their health and stamina. And to top it all off, not only do they have insane healing effects, you can barely get a hit from them considering they are so evasive. And with all that being said, this concludes my video. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. Take care, and as always, have a good one.